And we are back with some more Calgary Flames franchise mode in FHM 9. And in this one, we have the start of the offseason of year number 4. So on June 20th here, we are about a week and a half away from the start of free agency. And if we take a look at our cap obligations, we have $74 million tied up into next year's team already, based off who we currently have signed. Meaning we could probably only afford, honestly, 2 of these players. Martin, what do you want? You don't want to renew your contract, okay. That's great. Mukmadulin, 6.2. It's a bit much. Nico wants 6.8 for 2 years and a no movement clause. Nah. Walker, you want 1.9 for 3 years. It's not bad. Markle wants 1.4 for 3 years. Gage Alexander, I think does not want to renew his contract. He's going to test the market as well. Okay. So I think it's got to be Mukmadulin as one that we re-sign. I'll start at 5.75 for 3 years, and we got him down to 5.96 for 3 years. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So let's advance till when Mukmadulin signs. Oh, there we go. He has signed the contract. And now our cap obligations are looking like, yeah, we're around 80 million now. Basically anyone else would put us over. I do have auto qualify set to on for Walker and Delisle, so we'll still have their rights come July 1st. But yeah, everybody else is probably gone. And it is now June 23rd, meaning we can go ahead and sign some of our unsigned prospects. I think that would include Creech and Antolovsky. Antolovsky's already 2.5 star ability. Definitely at least got to get him over here to North America. There you go. And Creech, there you go. I think I'll also sign Hinton. He's already up to a 2-star ability. I remember his maximum potential at one point was a 1.5 star. So he's already gone past what I expected. Yeah, I'll sign him. And I think that'll be it for now. There you go. All the prospects have signed. And now time for the awards ceremony. And the Ted Lindsay and the Art Ross go to Matty Beniers of Seattle. Maurice Richard goes to Zachary Moran. The Lady Bing goes to Isaac Rosane. The Bill Masterton goes to Adam Boquist. The Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Nikolai Ehlers. And the Jennings Trophy goes to Peter Kutchikov. And the heart between Logan Cooley, Connor Bedard, and Matty Benier goes to Matty Beniers of Seattle. And the playoff MVP is Yuri Rausa of Detroit. And the Calder between Louis Perron, Cash Anderson, and Kevin Kaminsky goes to Kevin Kaminsky of Chicago. And for the Norris, between Chris Virag, Moritz Cedar, and CJ Wolf goes to Moritz Cedar of Detroit. And the Frank J. Selke between Brendan Kelsey, Alex Newhook, and Deegan McMillan, that goes to Deegan McMillan of Carolina. And for the Vezina between Kosa, Nolan, and Kochikov, it goes to Kochikov. And the Executive of the Year between Gasparini, Sakic, and Davidson, it is Kyle Davidson of Chicago. And between McClune, Abbott, and McFadden for the Coach of the Year, it is Abbott of Chicago. And for that, we have our season score. We got 1 positive category, 1 negative category. Total season score is 11. Total career score is 299. I'll put the points into motivation. All right, so we're on July 1st. Let's see what our roster is made of so we can see what we need. We do need a goaltender, it appears. We only have Debu. There is Robble in the minors, but I'd rather not rely on him as a backup. On defense, you have 7, and at forward, you have 14. So in terms of numbers, we're good, at least for skaters. We do need a goaltender. And what's our salary at? 82.5. Isn't the salary cap like 82.5? Or is it 81.5? It's 82.5. We are literally, we are just over the salary cap. As we see, 82.501. $1,000 over the salary cap. Wow. So we are gonna have to trim a little bit here. I could probably send down Hinton and that would do it for now. Yeah. So we're good there. But remember, we do need a goaltender, so that's probably gonna put us back over. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like a 2-star goaltender. May as well be Landon Miller. He had 16 games played in the NHL last year and a .910 save percentage for Boston, so that's good enough for me. And yep, he's very cheap, so we will definitely try to sign him. And yeah, our salary cap space, I figured it's gonna be negative 31,000 if we sign Landon Miller, and he does have to be on our roster, so we are gonna have to find another way to clear that up. I can't send a defenseman down. Can't send a forward down. There's 13. Oh man, that sucks. We might have to resort to a trade here. We don't have to do it right now, obviously, if we don't want to, but we are going to have to make a move more than likely before the regular season starts. I'm not a fan of Stankoven's defensive category, to be honest, so he might be on his way out here. If I could somehow get a replacement cheaper, I might get rid of Panamarov. because he's making 5.1. He's 31 years of age. His production was good as a winger last year, but I think he's taking away ice time from guys like Wright, who only had like 45 points last year. I think he was on the third line at one point. So I think Panamarov is expendable, and then possibly Stankoven as well. Yeah, he only had 49 hits last year as well, so it's not like he's even really being physical with the less ice time that he had. So I think I might package Panamarov and Stankoven. I mean, obviously Stankoven has the potential to hit 75 points. He's done it year number 1 when we were here, but ever since then, he's just been consistent 45-point guy. Normally that's good, but I don't really like his defensive stats enough to justify having him on the bottom 6 where he usually is now. I kind of want a two-way center. We could always just go back after Owen Martin. I'm liking the look of Tyler Peddle here. He's got pretty well-rounded attributes all around. His grades are usually in the high 60s or 70s, and he's also capable of 70-point seasons from what we've seen in the past, but he's more likely to get around 50 or 40. Gets a lot of hits. Yeah, I'm liking the look of him. Really liking the look of him. Think I might sign Tyler Peddle. How much is he going to cost? 6.5. I would definitely have to move Panamarov and Stankoven to get that done. And it would have to be right now. Let's see. Who would need a couple of wingers here? Buffalo wants wingers. They're a rebuilder, though, so I doubt they'd be willing to take a couple of veterans. Chicago, they're win now, and they want wingers. Stankoven and Panamarov. They can't take that much salary. Let's see. What kind of players can they have coming back here? All right, I think I found a pretty good trade for these guys. It is Stankoven, Panamarov, a second and a third in this year's draft, which frankly is probably not going to be good based off what we're seeing here. I mean, considering the fact that anything past pick 20, I'm guessing, is going to have just 2-star potentials left. So instead of using these 2 picks, we're going to be exchanging them for the rights to Cody Gleckner, who is a 1.5-star ability currently, and a 4.5-star potential at 19 years of age. And they're contenders, they're looking for wingers. I figured this is a perfect trade. Unfortunately, it looks like he's still a couple of years away at least, but if he does pan out to what his potential is, then this trade could pay off big time. So Stankoven, Panamarov, a second and a third for the rights to Cody Gleckner and the salary cap to sign Tyler Peddle. I hope it works. Actually, in fact, I'm gonna see if I could sign Tyler Peddle right now so that at least the offer is on the table. 6.5, man, that is pretty expensive, but I think he'll be worth it because I really liked what I saw out of his physicality. Like he's a consistent 90 hit guy at least. Career high is 139. So if he can continue to do that and get good grades like he's been doing, he should be worth that. I'll start with 6.7 for 4 years. All right, Chicago has accepted our offer. Stankoven and Panamarov at 50% of their salary retained. A second and a third for the rights to Cody Gleckner. Complete trade. There it is. So we have just freed up quite a bit of salary cap. We're now at 76 million. And with that, hopefully, after signing Peddle and Miller, we will be under. Actually, 6.7 plus 76 million. We're going to be over, aren't we? We're definitely gonna be over. Oh, it was the retained salary that did it. I shouldn't have retained that much salary. I should have tried to go down to like 35% on both of them if I could have. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. We might have to get rid of like McCann or Arsenault or Tersigny, but hopefully no one too major. So now we have the draft lottery at 15 Edmonton, 14 Vancouver, 13 Dallas, 12 Washington. So is that San Jose's own pick or is that our pick? I think that's got to be their pick, right? Because we were just outside the playoffs. And I'm pretty sure they were below us on the league standings, right? As we take a look at their record last season, yeah, they were below us in the standings. That's probably their pick. And at 11 is Florida, 10 Minnesota, 9 Montreal, 8 Philly, 7 Buffalo, 6 Columbus, 5 Colorado, 4 Tampa, 3 Pittsburgh, and 1 Arizona. So wow, San Jose moves all the way up to 2. And they were at like, what, 12, I think it was? So here we go. Time for the NHL entry draft. Werner Searcy is by far the best player available. 3-star ability already at 18 years of age and a 5-star potential. Looks pretty good. Doubt we're going to get him, but let's see where he goes. And the first pick, yeah, that was expected. Werner Searcy to the Arizona Coyotes. And pick number 2, Casimir Walter to the Sharks. And pick number 3, George Mahoney to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And we don't have a pick until the second round, so I think we're just gonna pick until human here. Oh boy, yeah, we're into the 2-star potentials here at pick 44. There is Torka and German, probably not German. Torka is much better. At first glance, he is much much better. Yeah, I don't think there's even a comparison between these two. When it comes to offensive and defensive ratings, he's much better. German has better mental ratings and slightly better physical, but the offensive and defensive ratings on Torka are a little too good to ignore compared to how the mental and physical ratings are on German. He's apparently supposed to be picked at 51. I mean, we're around that point now. Got good grades for the most part. Point per game last season in Latvia, it looks like. Yeah, I think I'll take Torka here. Seems to be the best player available, and he's taller than German too. 6'3". So welcome to Calgary, Mikhail Torka. With that, we are now on to round number 4, and there does not look to be much left of value. Yeah, so I'll just let the CPU finish the draft here. And do we get our guy? Yes, we do. Tyler Peddle has signed with your Calgary Flames. So now let's take a look at our roster. In goal, we have Debu and Miller. On defense, you have Byron McMadulin, Corbet, Sheets, Muse, Emery, and Bernier. And at forward, you have Elfring, Pegamagabo, Coronado, Wright, Brisson, Peddle, Hayes, Tersigny, Arsenault, Creech, McCann, and Antolovsky. We need one more. And unfortunately, we are over the salary cap. All right, I think Michael Donahue could be a good enough signing. He's in our system currently at 1.5 star ability, but he's got a lot of key ratings that are going to help him on the fourth line, like positioning, defensive read. He's got some pretty good physical ratings with agility, balance, and acceleration. A good determination at 15. I wish strength was a bit higher. I wish speed was a bit higher. But besides that, he should be serviceable as a fourth liner. So I'll offer him a contract, and there you go. And now we're going to have to figure out who we're going to trade here. It's probably going to be one of the fourth liners who did not do too hot last year. I think it's going to be Arsenault. I can't imagine I'll get much for him, but in this case, we need to clear up cap no matter what. I'll just trade them Arsenault for a third. Yeah, I can't get much else, I don't think. But you know what? That's good enough for me. Arsenault to the Penguins in exchange for Pittsburgh's third for next season. And just waiting on the trade confirmation for Pittsburgh. There it is. And are we? No, we are not below the salary cap. Oh, man. Who else do I have to trade here? I'm going to say Corbet. He's only a 2-star ability, making 3.1. How effective is he on defense? It's 73 hits, 93 shots blocked. I mean, all of our defensemen really are pretty good with their defensive grades, so I don't think losing Corbet would be the worst thing in the world. So I'll just shop him around, see what we can get. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot that teams are offering here for Nate Corbet, but it's understandable. He's making quite a bit for a player of his caliber, and it's not like you couldn't get someone like Nate Corbet out of free agency, right? So yeah, I'll just take New Jersey's trade here. Franco Fortman, pretty good offensively, pretty good physically. Not a fan of his defensive or mental ratings, but whatever. We're just trying to clear up cap here, so complete trade. There you go. And with that, we're now under the salary cap, and we are going to have to call up a defenseman. So I think it'll be Caden Price. He's a 2.5-star talent at 27 years of age, so he's not a prospect, but he is pretty good defensively based off his ratings. So I think I'll give him a chance. That brings us to 82 million, so we are just under the salary cap ceiling. So hopefully all the moves that we just made will get us back into the playoffs. I know we traded the guys like Panomarev and Stankoven, but I don't think either of them really fit what I'm looking to build here. And not to mention they were getting in the way of guys like Wright. And I would imagine Hayes' place might have suffered as well. And we needed the shakeup anyway. Like, this team has been very inconsistent for so long that we needed to get a couple of those veterans out of there. But who I'm really going to keep an eye on this year is Rod Brindamore, because ever since we hired him, we've gone back to being inconsistent as compared to when we had Bob Bugner as coach. We were just rolling. But anyway, I think with that, we are done with the offseason, and we can advance into the preseason of year number 5. And into the Hockey Hall of Fame are Steven Stamkos, Dougie Hamilton, Roman Josi, and John Tavares. All right, we are at the preseason, and with that, I think we'll end things off here. So let me know what you guys think, and in the next one, we will get to the year 5 simulation with these Calgary Flames.